Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Dallas Stars franchise mode here in NHL 20. So in last episode we had the draft and the resign stage, and we actually managed to get an 80 overall player at 26th in the draft. So we did really well this year for off-season pickups in that sort of season, and we already have a pretty deep roster. Like, we don't have any spot that we're kind of missing players in, so we're not going to actually sign anybody at all in free agency. But if we are simming bad to start the season, we're going to make probably some trades, or we might make some trades. I don't know. We'll see, because I think this team does have the potential to go back to the conference finals at least this last season. So, because this is the final season coming up. We're getting offered two fourth rounders for an 83 goalie in DePenta, which I don't really want to get rid of DePenta. It's weird, two fourth rounders. I don't know why he's on the block. Probably because Jaguar is still with us for one more season, I think, in terms of his contract. So there's a pretty big blockbuster trade, it looks like. So I think it's Gavin Nash in a 7th head to the Islanders or the Rangers, one of the two, for Calico and Hutchinson. So two prospects going the opposite way. Some defenseman named Markstrom goes to Finland for a 77. What the heck? 83 for a 77. Unless that 77 is a prospect, that makes no sense whatsoever. Well, we're getting a lot of trade offers for DePenta. It looks like our RFAs are finally accepting, which is good because we need those just in case for some depth. But I'm not opposed to trading away our first round pick this year if for some reason there's someone that's at the trade deadline that's available that might help us out. So once we get to there, hopefully there's somebody decent that we could use to upgrade our team a bit, maybe. So first and a second go to Hartford for Ortiz and Jamie Drysdale. Interesting. DePenta in a 4th for a 3rd and a 5th. No, thank you. You guys are asking way too little for DePenta. I mean, he's got a high starter potential. I know he probably won't reach that, but still. Metropolitan Sutton for a 2nd and a 5th. It's a pretty good pickup for Russia. 2 first-round picks head to Quebec for Chistov and Skula. Also, once again, like I said in the last episode, if you hear my computer in the background, I apologize. I'm pretty close by it, so you probably do hear it. I got a new PC. Well, I didn't have a PC before. I had a laptop, so I actually have a pretty good setup going. And I'll eventually get into maybe streaming down the road too, so that would be nice. 1st and a 2nd for Ladipov and a 3rd. Who is this Ladipov dude? I don't really feel like picking up another forward, though. He's got 3 years left. 84 overall. He's a pretty solid player. Not gonna lie. He's definitely worth giving up a first rounder for, but he doesn't really match our system is the only problem, and I don't feel like scratching some players, so not yet at least. We're gonna offer Jason Arnott. I don't want Jason Arnott in Dallas like he was in real life. Watkins and Nabokov and DePenta for Reimer and a 3rd. No, thank you. The day that I'm recording this episode and last episode you guys would have seen, it was Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. So hopefully by this point in time, you are seeing Dallas win games, because I do not want Tampa Bay to win, really. So, okay, so some of our RFAs are still holding out. So we're going to have to sign those guys up quickly, because they seem to be wanting a lot. Oh, it's only Magnuson, okay. So it's our guy that we will be using as a depth defender this year. So I'll give him a 1-year deal. I could just go 700k, but I'll still give him a 1.1 just because I want to be nice to him. And that is everybody. So Magnuson should accept soon. If he doesn't, that would be strange, because 1.1 for a 77 is pretty solid. Like, that's a depth defender overall, basically, in this franchise mode. So there you go. He's accepted. Hopefully that makes him happy enough to stay maybe another couple seasons if he grows. No, thank you. I'm not making any trades yet. I don't like making trades in the off season just because it's a bit risky. A 1st independent for Arnott in the 7th. Jeez. Apparently Jason Arnott has a lot of value. Okay, so we're right at the end of the offseason. Let's go right to the preseason, and we'll take a look at our lines. Well, actually, I'll set up our lines, and then we'll get to simulating the season. So we should be almost there. I believe it starts like at the 15th. Yep, there you go. It's probably going to be soon. Yeah, it's definitely loading it. There you go. Okay, so let's take a look at our owner goals first, though, for this upcoming final season. They want us to win the Stanley Cup, and we want to finish first in our division and win our season opener. Hopefully we could all do all that. So I'm going to quickly edit the lines, guys, and then I'll show you guys them, and then we will start up the final season simulation. So see you guys in a second. Okay, guys, so our lineup looks pretty good like usual, except for our penalty kills. So here's what our team looks like. So our first line, we got Hodges, Wong, and Clancy, +3 overall chemistry boost, which is nice. Second line, Sidor, Lundell, and DeSantis. Third line, Antillo, Riley, and Drake, which I really like as well, +3 overall boost. Antillo's a pretty good sniper, and then you got a young guy in Riley, and kind of a veteran, I guess, now in Keith Drake. And then fourth line, we got Ewan, Franzen, and the youngster in Lawrence, who might jump up and down through our lineup, but he is also on the power play, so he should be getting a decent amount of ice time. And yeah, I'm pretty excited with that shot, at least. He looks like he could be a really good player for us down the road, and maybe this season even. Then on defense, we got Helmer and Pavelski, Cullimore and Patrick, and Soleil and Vance. Also a pretty good defensive core. Like, it's kind of a bit weak with these three, but in comparison to some teams we've seen in the playoffs, it's not too bad. Goalie-wise, we got Jaguar and DePenta, so a solid 1-2 punch. And depth-wise, we got Markstrom, Callahan, and Magnuson, so we got some pretty solid depth. Quickly, the special teams look like this. Not going to go into too much detail, but as you can see, Lawrence is on the second unit. And here is the 4-man power play. The penalty kill, as I was saying, this lineup is pretty good right here, but the rest of it -3 overall. And yeah, these two are not that good either, and I couldn't really make it much better, so hopefully the penalty kill still simulates decently. But yeah, anyways, let's get into this final season simulation. Hopefully this team sims well enough to maybe win the Stanley Cup this year, because that is our owner goal, and hopefully that is an owner goal we could actually pass. Okay, so let's get ready with this final season simulation. It feels weird that this is already the final season, but like I said, we'll probably go only to the trade deadline in this episode, and then if we get to like the third round of the playoffs, that might be a multi-round episode. So the thumbnail might look kind of generic, even if it's a playoff episode. So yeah, let's get this preseason done, see how we do in the preseason. Hopefully we do decent. And Keith Tkachuk has been dealt from Winnipeg, so he was with Winnipeg the entire time, and now he heads to New York. Interesting. He must be having like, it might be one of his last years on his contract or something, or he's close to retirement, or he dropped off a lot. But that is the first time I've seen Keith Tkachuk get dealt, and that's the first time that he's been dealt in this franchise, because he's stayed with Winnipeg for literally all seasons, and I'm surprised he's actually still playing, considering Yager already retired. So not that great of a preseason so far, kind of back and forth, but it doesn't really matter about the preseason, as long as their guys kind of find their legs a bit. I'm going to take a quick look at the player stats, though, for the preseason, though, just because I'm curious on how our youngster is playing. 2-2 ties, so 3-2-1. Interesting. And Lundell had 7 points. I'm just curious more about the youngster that was playing on the power play and on the fourth line. Where is he? He is a right winger. Lawrence, 1 assist and a -4. Not very good, but I mean, he should be better once the season actually starts, I would assume. Because maybe like just a bad preseason means a fantastic rookie season. Like if he could win the Calder being a 26th overall pick, that would be pretty crazy, especially considering he's only 18 still. Or he might be 19 now, I don't know. Okay, let's go to November the 1st, see how we sim in this regular season. Game against Germany to start the season, and it's a home game. And then we have Montreal as well on home ice, and looks like we won our first game. Yes, we did, 2-0. Nice shutout win to start the season for whoever is in net, probably Jaguar. But then we lose immediately afterwards, 4-1, which is not very good. This team is probably going to be a streaky team like it's been in the past, I would assume, because we can never seem to have one dominant season. But I mean, it's kind of good to have like kind of an up and down season, because then you maybe get farther in the playoffs. We're 2-3 right now. Not being very consistent in terms of our defensive play and our offense. There's an overtime win against the Buffalo Sabres. Sounds pretty similar to 1999. Boston's fired their coach. Okay. Oh yeah, we were gonna look if Patrick Wall was still out there for scouts, but I guess not. So DeSantis has been injured with a concussion, and he will be injured till November 19th. So that's a pretty big injury to suffer early in the season. But at least we have the depth guys that can move up. You know what? We'll put Lawrence to the second line, and we'll put Callahan in the lineup on that fourth line. Okay, good. Still chemistry even with that injury. Okay, let's continue to sim. Hopefully Callahan can play pretty good as a depth guy for us. Our first for Metropolitan, no thank you. Like I said, I'm open to trading away our first, but I just don't know when I want to do it. Like probably right at the trade deadline if we are going to make it. We're not off to the greatest starts, and we're bottom of our division, or we're bouncing around between bottom and stuff. Not being consistent as usual. 5-5 and 0-1, and we got one more game this month against Germany again. Can we beat them? No, we can't. Jeez, 5-6 0-1. This is not a good start for our team. I mean, I've had championship listed teams that have done really horrific in the seasons, but we aren't that far out of a playoff spot anyways. Not that it matters at this point. But Hodges is currently point per game, so that's good, and he's got 9 goals in 12 games. Let's take a quick look at what lines have been minus, though, just because I'm curious if there's any certain lines doing bad. So the top line's been great. Second line has been really bad. That is a concern. What if I move Drake up instead for now? I know there was an injury, but yeah, that's not a good look for that second line. What if I change Wong and that? No, it doesn't do much. We might just leave it the same for now. That third line's not been good either, in terms of plus minus. And that fourth line's been okay, so yikes, yeah, these second and third lines have not been good. Maybe it's the defense. No, defense seems to be fine unless it's the top pairing. Yeah, it's the top pairing. It's not good again. These two weren't good together last year. I guess we have to flip them around again. So we'll do Pavelski down, put Patrick on the top pairing, even though I like Pavelski a lot more than Patrick. So, and let those two play together. Did I have Pavelski on the power play still? I just want to make sure. Yeah, I did. Okay, good. But yeah, I don't know why those two lines in specific are really badly minus. Hopefully they kind of pick it up in terms of defense, because maybe they're too offensively minded, like we don't have enough two-way forwards on the team or something. Let's go another month. We should be getting our guy back soon. DeSantis, I think, a couple weeks into this month. Hopefully we play a bit better defensively as well this month, because I don't know if it's our goaltending. Maybe it's our goaltending situation that's doing that. But then again, Jaguar should be good because he's been a good playoff simulator for the most part, except for the last round that he played against Calgary. No, thank you. Don't need Ladipov yet. But we do win 2 games to start this month, which is good. Both good offensive games, one of them being a shutout. So hopefully this month we could play completely 180 of that last month. There's a loss, though, to St. Louis, so we're still being inconsistent. Consistently inconsistent. That's what we're being right now. Happy Bullen on waivers. Okay, that might be interesting to bring in for the AHL. But he is signed for 6.71 for 1 more year. I don't really want to bring him in then. Has he played in the NHL this season? Yeah, he did 1 game with a .960 save percentage. Wow, Russia, you call him up and he plays 1 good game and you're like, we're going to send him down. Poor Nikolai Heavy Bullen hasn't been able to replicate what he did in real life, because I don't think he's won a cup yet. Or maybe he has. I think Russia did win a cup earlier on in this franchise mode, if I'm not mistaken. Come on, guys. Let's be a bit more consistent in our winning. Oh, my God. Back-to-back losses. Yeah, I don't know what's with this team and winning and losing. Like, we win a couple games in a row, and then it's like, 3-game losing streak. Because the roster is pretty solid for the most part, so I don't know what the case is. We'll move Lawrence back down and take Callahan out of the lineup and put in DeSantis. There you go. There you go. So, I don't know if we want to make any line changes with this lineup. Is there anything we can do that make it better? No, it doesn't look like it. Maybe that second line's not that good because DeSantis isn't a good fit on the second line and Sador's not a good fit on the second line, but every other line is pretty good. Like, if we could retool this line, that would be good, but I don't know what we could do to make it better, really. Okay, let's continue the season sim, see if we could actually win some games with DeSantis back in. We do win against the Canucks 4-2. But yeah, this team's it's kind of weird because we should be a really good team, but we're not playing the greatest. It could be also because our division's really strong. Because we are beating teams outside of our division consistently, it looks like. So Ruslan Saleh has been injured with a mild concussion, so at least that's going to give, what's his name, some time. Magnuson, I think. Because Magnuson hasn't played, I don't think, in the NHL yet. Ooh, -3, I don't like that. We have too much offensive defensemen as well with him in the lineup. Yikes. Yeah, it's always going to be a -3 with 2 offensive defensemen, right? No. That might be our best option. But I don't really want to put Helmer all the way down. Yeah, you know what? We'll just go with that. Even though Helmer shouldn't be all the way down there on the top 6, we're going to just change things up a bit while we have that one injury. Game against the Mighty Ducks, we win 6-5. So yeah, we are beating teams in the Pacific Division. But we lose to Detroit. Yeah, we're losing to teams in our own division. Which makes kind of sense because this division should be a really tight one. Ruslan Saleh's back, which is good because I do not want to be having Helmer all the way down there on the top 6. It's just kind of weird. Like, I think he's getting a lot of penalty kill time anyways, but damn. There you go, Ruslan. He's probably going to retire at the end of the season, I would assume, or next season, but I don't know if I'll keep him around after the series ends. So 12-12, 0-1 at December the 1st. We'll go one more month probably. Yeah, we'll go one more month, even though this episode's probably going to be around 18 minutes right now. Depends how long it took me to change my lines. So Trevor Wong is over point per game by 1 point, which is nice. So that top line's been getting a lot of points, but we're only 3 points back of a playoff spot, but our division is very tight, as it usually is. So hopefully we just barely make it into the playoffs, because if we just barely miss in the final season, then I might have to do another season as well, because I think, yeah, there will be 3 more episodes left after this. So we'll be able to get one more season done after this if we miss the playoffs, but I hope that's not the case, because this team should be able to win, especially with how deep our roster looks. Okay, let's go one more month. See if we could win some games in December and maybe be above 500 to start for next episode. Once we're done this, we're also going to take a quick look at player stats, and that is not a good injury to have. Lundell's been injured with a concussion until January the 6th. That's a huge loss on that second line. But it does give Riley the opportunity to step up. But we are going to have to change that second line around a bit. Maybe, yeah, we'll go like that. And then we'll move Franzen up. Who are we going to put at center? I don't know if any of these guys are good at face-offs. 64, that's pretty bad. And 60, I guess we're going to have to go with maybe one of these wingers. 69, okay, nice. 78 for Lawrence. Lawrence is actually a good center. Okay, I didn't know that. So we actually might play Lawrence as the third line center then, for the moment. And then we'll put in Callahan. And then we'll go to our special teams, just to make sure. Yeah, Callahan can't be there. I know he can be, but he's not a good face-off man is the only thing. And we'll leave him there, why not? Okay, so without Captain Anton Lundell, we need to win games. This is going to be a big test for the young guys. Like Riley stepping up on that second line, he's going to have to play pretty good. So we tie a game and then we lose a game. Yeah, this team is kind of weird right now still. I don't know what our problem is, if it's our coach or what, but we're consistently like staying right around 500 every single season. We do win 2 games in a row, and the New Jersey has fired their coach. Okay. And Callahan was never injured, I don't think, right? No. Game against the Flyers, 4-2 loss. Yeah, we're not consistent at all, and our division is so tight that it's not a good thing to be kind of up and down to an extent. 6-2 loss there. Yeah, we're not playing good defensive hockey. We might have to upgrade that top 6 defensive pairing. Because I was mentioning that we might have to end up using Soleil as a depth defender, I think, at one point. So we might end up doing that and picking up a better top 6 defenseman. Like, that might be something we look for at the trade deadline. Because I want to make the playoffs. But we're 15, 18, 1-1 right now. Like, we're starting to drop a lot of games. And I have no idea why it is. And Pavelski's now been injured. Okay, we're losing every single good player on this team. That is just what I needed. My god, we're 15, 20, and 1. Oh my god. Can this team please win games? Like, we should be able to win games. I know we're losing a lot of good players, but damn. Yeah, we're on a bad losing streak right now. Like, we're going to have a really good winning streak to get ourselves back into the playoff hunt. Because now we're 9 points back of even the place that's above us. Like, I don't understand why this team's simulating so bad. Like, our offense seems to be fine, but it's probably our defense. And the fact that we also have 2 big injuries. Like, our team looks pretty good on paper. But Pavelski and Lindell are both injured. Pavelski was playing pretty good too. 20 points in 37 games. Might have minus 12 this season. Yikes. And then Lindell was a minus 6, and he was not off to the greatest start. Or was he? 14 points in 26 games. Yeah. Oh yeah, he is 33 years old. He is getting a bit older. But yeah, that's not looking good for next episode with our record. Let's take a look at our entire player stats so far for the season, and then we will look at the trading block and stuff like that. Like, at the moment, we're 10 points back of a wildcard spot, so we have a lot of room to work for this last half of the season. Hopefully we can start winning some games. Like I said, we're probably going to upgrade that top 6 defensive pairing, I think. But plus-minus wise, we only have 3 plus players and 1 even player. Like, Clancy's a +3, but everybody else is badly minus. Hintill's a minus 20, Riley minus 14. Yikes. Yeah, we might be a bit too offensively minded. That is not good. How about goalie-wise? DePenta's been horrific. Jaguar's not been good. Yikes. That is not good. Okay. So, it might be our goaltending situation, it might be our defense, but I think we should probably upgrade that top 6 defensive spot, but I don't think I want to give up our first round pick yet. Like, I might give up our first round pick if we somehow make it back to being a good team by the trade deadline in the next episode, but let's see what's on the trading block. Maybe it'll be a top 6 defenseman that could help us out. So, Mikhail Renberg, no, I'm looking for a defenseman mostly. There's some goalies which might be better to trade one of our goalies and get a new goalie as a backup, like Tierney. How does this guy sim? Sim's better than our goalies, but he's playing in the AHL, I think. Any defenseman that could help us out, because we're just struggling for defense right now. Like, majorly. There's got to be at least one out there. It looks like a lot of prospects at the moment. A couple 77s, which is not really what we need. Wait, did Carlotti sign in LA? Wow, Yuri Carlotti actually goes to his actual team. That's kind of neat. Huh, okay. I kind of like when that happens. There's got to be a better top 6 defenseman than Soleil out there, right? So far, there's like nothing whatsoever, which is really weird. Like, we might have to wait till the trade deadline next episode. Oh, there we go. Finn Keachin, maybe? He's listed as a top 4, but we can use him as a top 6. He does fit our third line pairing, too. So Guillermo might be one of those guys we go after. Sergei Gonchur's got 3 years left, and he fits all defensive pairings, but he's a two-way defender, but still signed for 3 years. I might want to take Vinkachin instead. Anybody else interesting available? It does not look like it. Damn, this trading block is not that good. Yeah, only Vinkachin. which was in, where did I say vacation was? Oh yeah, Russia. So yeah, anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for this episode of our Dallas Stars franchise mode. So in next episode, we will probably make a trade to upgrade this team a bit, because right now at the moment, this team does not look like we're gonna be a playoff team. But if we could somehow rally this next half of the season and get like 10 points consecutively or something like that, we might be able to make it back into being one of those last wildcard spot teams. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys next time.